DC has announced a new era of Superman comic books starting in January. The announcement came on October 8th at New York Comic Con. Action Comics will continue and will feature three epic stories of Superman and the Super Family by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Dan Jurgens, and Leah Williams. A new Superman ongoing monthly series will begin in February by Joshua Williamson and Jamal Campbell. John Kent takes on Ultraman in Adventures of Superman John Kent from Tom Taylor and Clayton Henry early in 2023. So it was revealed that Action Comics 1051 will have a new format, offering not one, not two, but three epic adventures of Superman and the entire Super Family, including stories by Dan Jurgens and Leah Williams. Following the bombshell events of Action Comics 1050, the world's relationship with Superman is forever changed, the upper limits of his supercharged powers have yet to be reached, and the House of L's transformation of Metropolis, led by Steel, has begun. But Lex Luthor has found the perfect instrument with which to undo everything Superman is working to achieve, Metallo, whose hatred of Superman is matched only by his hatred for Luthor himself. At New York Comic Con, writer Philip Kennedy Johnson said, "My one-word mission statement for Action Comics in 2023 is Super Family, and I draw inspiration from the 100-page giant Super Family issues. We're giving everyone in the House of L their own role and personal journey while still keeping Superman at the forefront and tying all the super titles together in a way that's reminiscent of the Triangle era. I couldn't be more excited to be part of this new era of Action Comics and doing it alongside such a consummate artist as Rafa Sandoval and comics titan Dan Jurgens truly makes it a once-in-a-lifetime experience." Then in Lois and Clark 2, Doom Rising, Dan Jurgens and Lee Weeks return to tell the tale of young John Kent on the farm with his parents, learning about his abilities, coming of age, and battling the Doombreaker. You may recall that Dan Jurgens wrote a Superman Lois and Clark series back in 2016, following the epic events of Convergence. And the final story in Action Comics features Power Girl's return in part one of a three-part story by Leah Williams and Marguerite Sauvage, spinning out of Lazarus Planet. Action Comics 1051 will be available at local comic shops on January 24th, 2023. It was then announced that a brand new Superman ongoing monthly series is launching in February 2023 from Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths writer Joshua Williamson and Naomi artist and co-creator Jamal Campbell. Superman has returned to Metropolis and his greatest enemy Lex Luthor is finally behind bars. The future of the Superman family has never been brighter. As Clark Kent settles back into his life, iconic and new enemies erupt from the shadows to strike down the Man of Steel. Writer Joshua Williamson said, "After the darkness of the last year in the DCU, there is no character better suited to lead DC into the light than Superman. It's an understatement to say I'm honoured to be writing DC's flagship series. I'm very excited to take Clark Kent on a fun, pulp-style adventure in Metropolis against his greatest villains. We're also going to be introducing new concepts and new challenges for the Man of Steel, and to be doing it with wonderful partners like Jamal Campbell and Nick Dragato is a dream come true. Every page explodes with awesome energy. The Superman line that Tom, Philip, and I are putting together with DC is going to lead the way for an exciting 2023. On the cover image that DC released with this announcement, we see not only Superman flying above the streets of Metropolis, but we see Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, and Perry White, and a bearded, ponytailed policeman of some kind who may be somebody we'll be introduced to shortly. Also in the background, we can see possibly Mercy Graves in front of what used to be the LexCorp building, but has a Superman symbol on top, and what appears to be a shadowy, holographic Lex Luthor standing behind her. On the other half of the image, we do see Lex Luthor in his prison clothes. We also see Silver Banshee, Livewire, Bizarro, Parasite, and some other black shadowy figures in the background. On the cover of Action Comics 1051 by Dan Mora, we see Superman in his classic costume. It's clear that the cuffs are gone from Superman's wrists, which were added by Jim Lee some years ago. John Kent is in a completely new look with collar and a stylized S-shield, more like the one Supergirl's been wearing in recent years. In one of the variant covers, it also appears that John will possibly be struggling with the electric powers that his dad once had to deal with in the Superman Blue story. Supergirl is now in a new pantsuit with dark blue upper long sleeve jacket with lighter blue pants. Superboy Connor is back in a leather jacket adorned costume that brings back memories of his 1990s look. Steel, as in Natasha, is mostly steel with a short sleeve dark blue and red hoodie. New Superman, Kong Keenan, is in a costume similar to Supergirl's with different designs, along with his usual yin-yang S-shield symbol. Below Superman, we see the twins from the recent Warworld saga. These are Phalosian children who Superman has brought to Earth after having freed them from Mongul's reign. All characters, other than Superman, have S-shields on each shoulder or upper arm area of their costume. Lastly, it was announced that Superman Son of Kal-El will end with issue number 18, but fans of John Kent do not need to worry. Writer Tom Taylor and artist Clayton Henry will be telling new John Kent stories in Adventures of Superman John Kent. John will finally get his chance to take on the man who is responsible for kidnapping and torturing him, Ultraman. The Superman of Earth 2, Val Zod, will also play a major part in the 6-issue miniseries arriving in comic shops in March. At New York Comic Con, Tom Taylor said, "I couldn't be more excited for John Kent to headline the iconic Adventures of Superman. It's a real testament to the fantastic response of fans to John as Superman. This series is going to be one of the most action-packed books I've ever written, and John is going to be tested more than ever before. While we can tell you the Superman of Earth 2, Val Zod, and John's nemesis, Ultraman, will be key characters in the early part of Adventures of Superman, what we're going to reveal at the end of issue number 2 will have everyone talking, and issue number 3 launches us in a direction that no one will see coming." So Superman fans have a lot to look forward to in 2023, with Action Comics continuing, a new Superman ongoing monthly series, and a new Adventures of Superman John Kent 6-issue series starring Superman's son.